Hello and welcome back to another video for Star Screamer Reviews. Today, in honor of the new season of X-Men 97 coming out, I decided to review the original 2021 Transformers crossover Ultimate X-Spanse figure, which is the Transformers X-Men crossover figure. This figure is from the early age of the Transformers crossover figures, where though they were original molds, the internal engineering of the transformations were taken from pre-existing molds. For example, this guy here's engineering, for the most part, is taken from the Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Jetfire figure. Mostly because they share very similar ult modes, they decided to retool and remold this figure from that original mold. Clearly, he is a lot more straight upwards and less old manny compared to that figure, but when we get him into ult mode and transformation with mainly the legs and whatnot, you will definitely see that. As for this figure itself, it is clearly an X-Man. Seriously, look at it. There are multiple references to him, to other characters, mainly with the classic X on the chest and belt, as well as the yellow straps and belt, as well as the classic Cyclops visor and head sculpt, which you can actually move the visor up, and he does have red eyes underneath, just like Cyclops. Yeah, this one is mostly Cyclops due to the yellow and blue color scheme also being Cyclops' primary colors. As for the rest of the figure, it is very nicely molded, with some molded in detailing on the legs here, which can be seen inside the rocket, as well as the arms and a nice head sculpt as well, with, as mentioned before. He does have a bit of a backpack, as you can see here, with the cockpit and parts of the rockets for the engines being literally just all on the back. But it does not hinder this guy's articulation, which this guy does have a lot of. Diving into that articulation now, he has a full 360 rotation in the shoulder, though the back wing does get in the way sometimes. You can rotate here, 360, full-on elbow bend, wrist rotation, as can be seen here. He does have a bit of a waist rotation, though, again, the backpack does get in the way. Head can look up, down, and again, 360. And he does have a bit of movement in the shoulders here due to both transformation and a actual joint. He has double jointed knees here, which can get in the way a bit, and can move the knee up and out, like such. He also has a bit of an ankle rotation here on both sides, as well as a toe bend due to transformation. He also can lean forward a bit, have a bit of an ab crunch here. Not quite sure if that's for transformation or not, but that is there. He is very well articulated. He has a rotation here at the leg, which can go full 360 if the other leg is spread out. Also articulate these little fins up here, as well as the back wings to however you like. In terms of accessories, he comes with this little pink energy blade, which can be pegged into the hole on his hand to create an energy blade like the X-Men mutant Psylocke. He also comes with a 3-claw version of that blade, which can go on both hands as well to be like Wolverine. He also comes with Wolverine and Sabretooth as little figurines. Between the two, I think Sabretooth is better due to having nicer paint, as well as him being able to stand on his own. Sadly, Wolverine here has trouble standing and falling over. Plus, I feel like his paint is a bit more messy. It's all in the right place, just though due to his size being really small, it's hard to do detail on this. But if you lean him against something, he can stand. And they are very small in comparison to X-Spanse, as can be seen here. Seriously, they are small. This is how Ultimate X-Spanse stacks up to the original version of the Ghostbusters crossover figure Ectotron, the original version of the Back to the Future crossover figure of Gigawatt, the TMNT crossover figure Party Wallop, and finally the Earthrise Optimus Prime. Now diving into this guy's transformation. It is very intricate and a little complicated, and I am aware of somebody who has trouble doing it due to how tricky it can be. So to begin with, let's remove the energy blade effects and put them off to the side. Next, we'll start with the backpack. Turn to the side and unpeg the wing part from the cockpit. Then extend it out and fold the wings into the body, into like the main body of the jet for both of them, as such. Then proceed to back to the front, fold the arms back, then put the arms out, like so. Then take these panels and flip the hands around, like such, while having the hands facing backwards on both sides. Then we'll go ahead and unpeg the chest from the rest of the body, folding that up, covering the head. Then turn figure back around and unpeg the cockpit from the rest of the thing, extending it out fully and locking it in with the rest of the long neck of the plane. Then proceed to rotate these fins around completely and fold all of this up over the head, like so. Now it is really tall and off camera, so we're going to go sideways for a little bit. Spin it around and fold these panels up and into each other, pegging together. Now proceed to unpeg this part from the plane and rotate the shoulders around again. We'll then proceed to this peg hole and this peg to peg into this peg and this peg hole on both sides, locking them into place. Proceed to do that with the other side, as such. Yes. Also, we can rotate these panels around here so that the detailing is on the outside. And also, fold up the X symbol and place it into the hands. Bam! That is the entire front of the jet done. Now onto the tricky parts. Now, fold this down and peg it into the rest of the body, and then proceed to the underside for the legs. That is where the tricky stuff truly begins. First, we'll kick both legs up and out, and then kick them out like so. Then proceed to unpeg this panel and this panel here, folding them down on both sides. Then take the leg panel here and unpeg the back half and the front half from each other. On my copy, these wings tend to come off, so try to keep them on if possible as you rotate both of those panels around and push them back in, creating the bulk of the rocket for the engines. Proceed to do that on the opposite side as well. These can be a bit tricky, so you're going to want both hands, rotating both of them around, and proceeding to peg them together, like so. Then, take the double jointed knee and fold them up, while also folding in the engine, at the front of the engines, that were the kneecaps here, up and over, like so. As you fold this up, while pushing back on the leg so that this peg hole lines up with this peg, locking into place. Proceed to do that on the opposite side, bending this up and pegging into place as the other wing comes off, which again, try not to do. Next, slide this panel through this hole here as you line up the bottom of the leg. As such. Yeah, like I mentioned, this thing can be a bit tricky and finicky. So alright, there you go. Next, fold this panel back up, covering up these joints. Fold the feet up into here. Then proceed to fold out the landing gear right here and here, as well as one up here. If the wings did come off, proceed to peg them back on with like such. I find putting them on a bit of an angle helps lock them in place. And as for the energy bits, they can peg into 2 peg holes on the undersides here so that they can be stored in plane mode. And that is pretty much Ultimate X-Spanse transformed. It is a bit much for a transformation, and though the figure plane does look nice, it is getting there. It can be a bit hard. Now he's in his ult mode. X-Spanse transforms into the classic X-Men Blackbird jet, which, in all, is a very nice looking jet. Like most jet formers, he has a bit of a undercarriage here with robot parts, which can be clearly seen when flipped upside down, but from the top view, it is a very nice clean jet. He is very long as well, like seriously, he extends out a lot. Though, to be fair, the robot mode is tall to begin with. As shown earlier, he does come with Sabretooth and Wolverine, and this is how they stack next to the jet, and hey, I finally got Wolverine to stand. Lucky. Anyhow, sadly, there is one flaw with the jet that I do have. It's the wings here. They tend to fall off and just like floop about. They're actually staying on very well right now, thankfully, but still they do. Yeah, they do come off most of the time. Also, since this guy is technically a retool of the Studio Series Jetfire from Revenge of the Fallen, the ult mode is pretty much exactly the same compared to his, but sadly is not able to disassemble and combine with Optimus Prime from my knowledge. Due to how long he is a bit tricky for size comparisons, but here he is stacked next to a couple of them, first being the original Ectotron from the Ghostbusters crossover, Gigawatt from the original Back to the Future crossover, Party Wallop from the TMNT crossover, and the Earthrise Optimus Prime. This has been my review on the Transformers Ultimate X-Spanse crossover figure with X-Men. All in all, the robot mode is very nice, and the jet mode is too, being very close and accurate to the classic X-Men jet, but the transformation getting there, it is a bit much and can be a bit tricky. Having a little Sabretooth and Wolverine are nice additions, however, though, unless you're really big on X-Men and Transformers, like both of them, this figure can be a bit of a pass, and not really something fun. It's cool to have, but it's not that fun of a figure for the transformation, and is, as mentioned, is a little tricky. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.